Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Happiness, a Korean romance from 2007 that was directed by Hur Jin-ho, who previously gave us Christmas in August, and stars Hwang Jeong-min and Su-jeong. So if you think this is like your typical romance, you would be incorrect in that assumption. I'll just start with that. So when stricken with a severe disease, Young-soo leaves his careless high life in the city, his live-in girlfriend, and his dwindling business. He retreats to a sanatorium in the countryside in order to treat his illness, where he meets Eun-hee, a young woman who is a resident patient there. So soon they develop feelings for each other and leave the sanatorium together to live in a small but cozy farmhouse. Their health improves dramatically, but Young-soo's friends from the city come for a visit, and he begins to wonder if he should abandon his mundane village life and return to his former lifestyle. Now, the opening scenes in this film show Hwang Jeong-min's character as he womanizes, parties it up in the city, but he actually seems like kind of a decent guy, somewhat reckless and unreliable, though. All right. So even when it seems like he's being nice to his own mother, it's revealed that he hasn't seen her in a long while, and the only reason why he's seeing her is because he's about to go to this sanatorium for an illness. So as early as the opening 10 minutes, as a viewer, you're having conflicted feelings about this guy. And that's a great way of describing the movie in general. You know, some people in real life have likable qualities, but they have a tendency of being self-destructive, despite having some, good personality traits. So when you're watching Happiness, you genuinely like the main character, but you kind of shake your head in disbelief at some of his decision-making in this film. And because of this, the film provokes a very strong, yet mixed, series of emotions from the viewer, which is kind of like a refreshing change of pace for a film like this. You're just kind of hoping that at some point the main character will develop enough self-awareness and self-control so that he can consistently start making the right decisions. And actually, that reminds me of an old joke from back in the 90s, I think. I think it was Chris Rock who made this one in one of his stand-up routines. He said something like people say life is short, but they're wrong. Life is long, especially when you keep making the wrong decisions. And that's this movie. That really is. That's the tagline for Happiness. Now, Su-jeong's character, on the other hand, is like the positive influence in this dude's life, and she kind of pushes him to stop drinking so much alcohol, and they begin a process of enjoying each other's company, And she's been at the sanatorium for years due to a problem with her lungs, but she's gradually getting better, and they develop their romance together, right? Now, Happiness is first and foremost a romance, and her interaction with Hwang's character is the focus of the film, all right? And it's really good. Obviously, the acting in this is top-notch. If you're even remotely familiar with these two actors, I mean, it's about as good as it gets in South Korean cinema, all right? And the other thing is that this has a less idealistic and more realistic slant in terms of how it explores romance. And I think that's a big selling point for some people who, just don't like romance movies. If you say, hey, there's this romance film, they're just I don't want to watch that. If you're somebody like that, this is a film that you might actually like. Because it's it's not schmaltzy and overly idealistic. It's pretty grounded in its depiction of the main relationship. So this film also has a very strong dramatic intensity to it because of that, and it kind of crescendos at certain points. There's one line of dialogue that I won't spoil, and it's pretty memorable. And I even remember it from way back in the day when I saw this the first time. And when that line of dialogue is said, you're just wow. Was that really just uttered from one of these characters? And it's pretty memorable. Pretty kind of painful to watch, but it's quite memorable. So yeah, this movie's pretty cool. As an added bonus, we get Hur Jin in a small but rather impactful supporting role as Hwang's ex-girlfriend. So, just something to keep in mind, though, before I finish this review up. This is a fairly slow-paced endeavor. It's about 2 hours long. It's kind of a slower-paced romance, but I think it's a rewarding experience due to its high quality. And so I strongly recommend Happiness to you, all right? Easiest to find on Region 3 DVD. You can get that off of Yes Asia at a pretty decent price, I think. And as always, I will see you next time.